Good evening, everyone. Good day, and welcome to the Ammunation. I'm your host, Craig Bragg, and with me is, as always, my co-host, the indignant Irving Twin. How are you, Irving?
Feeling pretty indignant right now, let me tell you.
Oh yeah.
And living the dream. How are you?
Oh, good. I'm good. Ben Felsen said, "Well, we got a couple comments here, real quick. Uh, is that Trudeau?" And I think you're talking about the slate. Yeah, it was AI generated art of Trudeau with a flamethrower. And then Irving Twin responded with maybe. Ben Felsen says he looks like Canada Man. LOL. I don't know. I don't see the resemblance, but whatever. CMAC says I hate you guys and I'm going to bed. No, CMAC, don't leave. I think she's being sarcastic.
Probably.
If you folks are not aware, tonight we are streaming on YouTube, Twitter, and for the first time Rumble. If you'd rather not give YouTube any money and with your views or any traffic, you can go over to Rumble and watch it there. I'm not going to link it because I should have earlier and I didn't. But in any event,
It's okay. Because I have bad news for you. It looks like you're not actually. Oh no, there it is. It is streaming on Rumble now.
let's see here.
It's up. It's running. It's
Okay.
my internet that's going to shit the bed. Don't worry.
Well, that makes me happy. Then I hope we get some. Traffic from Rumble. It'd be nice to see if we get some comments coming in from Rumble. CMAC says, I'm on day 2 of no smoking. Good for you, CMAC. You'll feel much better after about a week. You'll realize it was the right decision.
But that's why she hates us.
I just vape it. It's just vaping. You'll be happy. She's going to watch you smoke tonight, Irving, and she can get all angry. Yeah. Anyway, welcome to the Ammunation, folks. I hope you're all doing well. What's going on with you, Mr. Twin? How have you been? How's your week been?
Yeah, a little smoky, a little hazy.
Doesn't it? Yeah, I know. Of course, now Environment Canada is saying the air quality is the worst it's ever been, and people should be putting on N95 masks again while they're outdoors. You can't make this shit up. You know what I'm saying?
Cover your faces, plebs. No, this is what that a regular mask might help with.
Yeah, maybe
like just the dirty little face diaper. It's fine.
No, I'm going to bed. Have a good show, boys. Thanks, CMAC. Thanks for popping in anyway, and we'll miss you.
Have a good night.
You had so much to the stream with your commentary. But yes, have a good night. I hope you're feeling better. And I'll talk to you. We'll talk to you later.
Never quit trying to quit.
That's right.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to take this one off. Speaking of which, let's put this up. The roof is on fire. We don't need no water. Let the mother burn. Burn, mother, burn.
That's pretty good self-editing.
Yeah, they like that, eh? Yeah. I'm a big fan of the Bloodhound Gang. That's one of their songs there. But yeah, so this whole thing with the wildfires all over Canada now. Fun facts: they constantly say that these wildfires are because of climate change or are exacerbated because of climate change. Because of course, when it's warmer and things are drier, then of course fires more easily get out of control. What they don't tell you is that there have been 12 or 13 cases of arson, arrests for arson in the last couple of months in these places where all these wildfires are burning. Some of them are eco-activists or eco-terrorists, if you really want to correctly put it. And they're the ones setting the fire. I don't know if it doesn't dawn on them that actually setting fires is probably worse for the environment than the logging industry. But, they're not the smartest people on the planet.
No, they don't make any sense.
No, they don't. Why is this?
We keep looking for logic where none exists.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to Watch this. He keeps stopping. Hold on. Oh, here we are. Sorry, folks. A little technical difficulties here.
Oh, hello, Costin.
Oh, if it isn't Costin. Hello, Costin. Greetings, wonderful, wonderful seeming and wonderful adjacent people. Thanks for popping in. You just missed C-Mac. She's going to bed for the night. Sorry, your heart's breaking, I'm sure. Costin, did you know we're on Rumble tonight? I think you do. But anyway. And we got a couple of other people in the chat that are kind of new, like Okomi? Is that how you say it? Okomi? I'm not sure who you are, but thanks for popping in. And I hope you stick around. Yeah, this thing keeps stopping. I don't know why.
The thing that bugs me is the way they say, "Oh, these more intense fires."
Yes.
It's like for the past 40 years, wildfires have been on a downtrend.
Yeah, it's true, right?
But they can jump on this season because it's bad. Be like, look, it's climate change. Oh my God, it's crisis.
Well, they're going to look at the fires next year, right? And they're going to say, "Oh yeah, that's it was much worse this year than in previous years." Yeah, sure, okay, fine. Things get bad, and things get better, and things get bad, and things get better. It's not climate change. It's 95% of all fires that happen in like forested areas and wooded areas are started by people, either through malice or through ignorance and stupidity. So, in any event.
Or,
And I mean, the fact you got eco terrorists setting some of the fires, I mean, yeah, okay, it is climate change because eco terrorists, because they're panicked about the climate, are being stupid and setting fires.
Or, firefighters.
Yeah,
This is
firefighters,
something that
yes.
isn't getting out anymore. Actual firefighters practicing controlled burns.
This was
Lost
back in,
control of their
I think
burn.
it was in April or March or April. Maybe it was in May. There was an all female volunteer firefighter team in BC, and they were doing a controlled burn. Like they were learning how to do controlled burns. Then it got out of control and started a forest fire. There you go. Gotta love them, Women, they're the worst people on the planet. Anyway, I don't mean that, but CMAC's not here to appreciate it, so that's okay. Yeah, it's really sick that they would use that, and Pierre Poilievre called him out when he was arguing with Trudeau about the budget, how it's going to make everything more expensive for everybody, and will you stop this budget, allow it to be debated, let's go through it line by line, kind of thing, right? Anyway, and of course Justin threw up climate change, right? Well, these fires are happening, and they don't have a plan for climate change, and these fires because of climate. And then Pierre said, "Are you seriously using this tragedy that's happening to these people around Canada, using it as a talking point to discuss the budget? Give me a fucking break, you scumbag." Anyway, never let a crisis go to waste, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Costin says he's on his phone at the moment, or he would go to Rumble. That's fine. Am I streaming on Twitter, which is evil too? Yes, I am streaming also on Twitter. So we are on Twitter, we are on Rumble, and we are on YouTube. Pox is in the house. Let it burn. Yeah, we don't need no water. Let the motherfucker burn. Burn, motherfucker. Burn. Sorry.
I would too, but I live here for now.
Yeah. But now there's of course there's rumors that there's a conspiracy going around that a lot of these eco activists has probably been paid by George Soros or paid by somebody else who are basically crisis manufacturers to start these fires.
Hold on,
so that they can use it as a talking point.
Our environment minister is a convicted eco-terrorist.
I know. Guilbeault.
Right? Why would we put it past Stephen Guilbeault doing it and having people do it?
Exactly. Yeah. Not only that, it's right in line, right, with the 15-minute cities thing. They're going to incorporate 15-minute cities and say it's because of the climate. The lockdowns making people live within 15-minute cities is because is because they're going to tie it all to the climate. No, 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 you can't drive outside of your region because it's air quality is really bad right now, and blah blah blah. Yes, let Toronto burn, says Costin. He really hates Toronto, eh?
Yeah.
And Fox says, I want to thank Canada for smoking out New York, by the way. Yeah, have you seen the photos? That orange haze? It looks like
Yeah.
post-apocalyptic. It's pretty awesome.
Like
Uh,
their skyscape was already pretty fucking yellow. We just tinted it a
we've
little
seen a
bit.
little bit orange. That's right. You are welcome, Pox. Yeah, happy to help there, Pox. Not a problem. Not a problem. All right. Anything else you want to say on the whole fire thing?
Oh, geez. I don't know. Just you know I'll go on about climate for the whole time. And how people say, "Look, I don't want to, have a whole political conversation about the climate crisis." It's like you called it a climate crisis. That is a political statement.
Yeah,
Like,
it's true. Yeah, even the term climate change, it's a politically loaded subject, right?
well, I mean, yeah. Again, I'll go on forever. The climate is always changing, right? Everything is like it because we're part of the climate. That's the thing people don't get. It's not like they think the climate is somehow completely disconnected from us and we're changing it from the outside. It's like that's not how it works,
Right,
right? Like all the things living and inorganic on the planet are part of the climate.
right. But the thing is, we're unnatural because we were born with original sin, which is called capitalism and industrialism, and we're unnatural sinners against the earth. And yeah, never mind. We're part of the ecology. We've been part of the ecology for how many hundreds of thousands of years humans have been
Mm.
alive. Um, and yeah, no, it is a cult. It's a religion. The idea environmentalism is a religion at this point. Climate change is a cult. Climate crisis is a loaded religious term. It's dogma, and it's yeah, it's getting almost as difficult to bear as transgender ideology and the progressive pride flag. That's another thing I was going to make a banner about. But hey, C-Mac, I thought you were going to bed. You stick around and say hi to Pox, huh? I see how it is. Okay. Pox says the photo with the giant Diablo 4 poster is awesome. LOL. I don't know what you're talking about. Is he talking about the, the slate I made, or I don't know. Uh, Ben says arsonists think they can light Canada on fire to advance their sick climate change agenda. Danielle Smith has a new task force that's being created to hunt down left wing extremists with jerry cans. Good, good, and arrest them and put them all in jail. Costin CC Mackin. All right. I don't like the neighbor's dog. It took a dump in my garden, and I will listen while I fall asleep. It might take a while. I ate too much for dinner. Okay. Thanks, coach. Why don't you like your neighbor's dog? What did your neighbor's dog do? Oh, apart from taking a dump in your garden? It's fertilizer, free fertilizer. You shouldn't be upset by that. Is Ben Fells an evil like Irving Twin or like Craig Bragg? I think he's a little bit of both. I think Twin is frozen, or he's very still. How goes it, C-Mac and Costin? Busted, LOL. I'm trying not to murder so hard, Fox. All right, we lost Mr. Twin. He's having some internet issues. The government is throttling his internet connection because he's a bad boy. Quippers United is in the house. Hello, Quippers. Jack Gunsky of Quippers United. Thank you for popping in. If you're new to the stream, if you just come in, we are also on Rumble tonight. And if you don't want to give any traffic to the evil corporation of Google and YouTube, you can go over there on Rumble and watch the stream. Feel free. Terrible C Mac didn't acknowledge me. LOL. I think she did. She said, "Hey, Costin." There you go. Anyway, I expect Mr. Twin will be back here very shortly. If he's not, then somebody might need to jump in on the stream and co-host with me tonight. Ah, there he is. I see him now. Welcome back, sir. Having
Thank
some
you.
troubles, I see.
Throttled. Throttled by the
Throttled.
government.
It's true. The internet is being throttled by the government. It says right there, internet throttled by the government. Ugh. Did you catch any of Mr. Pierre Poilievre's filibuster?
I did not, because I don't really pay much attention to Poilievre anymore.
I caught a few highlights because I watch a couple of other Canadian YouTubers like Mr. Sunshine Baby and This Guy's Garage and Pleb Reporter and that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he raised some good points. You know, it was basically him being able to do a 4-hour rant against the Liberal government, against Trudeau. So that was kind of nice to see because most times, you know, you get little snippets, but yeah, 4 hours basically just lambasting them.
Which would mean something if they weren't attacking Maxime Bernier right now.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, they're
we'll have
saying
by-elections coming up, right?
they're yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he needs people to go out and like knock on doors for him, eh?
Well,
But
they're scared.
mhm.
They're scared. He
I
just might
know.
win that seat. He needs to
It'd
win
be
that
nice if
seat.
he did. It would be very nice if he did. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he's making all the right points, and he's gaining traction despite the media trying to basically ignore him. Um, I like when Pierre Poilievre speaks and does his videos and does his little shorts. I'm not sure that I think he's charismatic enough to do it, but maybe he is. Maybe he is. The Rumble channel name, Jack, is I think it's just Craig Bragg, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see here. Yeah, Craig Bragg, CRAGG BRAGG. So there are
Yeah, I put
6
it in the chat
watching
there.
now on Rumble. Right now, there are 6 watching on Rumble.
No way.
Yeah, that's what it says. That's what it says. And there's, I think, 5 watching on YouTube. So that's great. Yeah, Craig Bragg. That's it. Is it the same as this evil one? Yeah, it's the same as this, except I think here it's Craig Bragg. I don't know. I don't have any consistency in my branding. It's all good. No, but it's nice that I can stream to Rumble now. And the cool thing is, if you were waiting around on Rumble, I had a cute little animation intro that was looping for the last couple of hours on the. Maybe I'll play it. Maybe I will play it.
Yeah, it's fun.
All right, one sec. I'm gonna share it. One moment, please. Time to present. See that shit? I like the music better.
Quotes are legendary.
I think that's pretty cool. And so basically it looped like that for the last couple of hours. That was fun. Adolf Hitler. I don't really like the Jewish people very much. I wish that Rumble would fix their mobile interface. Yeah, it's not the best. You're right there. But then you know what? YouTube's not that great either. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really watch YouTube on my phone. Uh, I watch it on my tablet. I watch it on my Roku TV, and the interface on the Roku TV is not that great. I think there's a hair on my sucker. Is that a euphemism? But I'm not sure. Is this a nicotine laden sucker so you don't want to smoke, or is this just an oral fixation thing? The Austrian painter, yes, the Austrian painter. I don't really like bankers very much. You're not alone there. I'm not a big fan of the bankers either. Gosh, I had my hair buzz, C-Mac, so no.
Cute.
You got your hair cut because he used to have kind of long hair, didn't he?
Oh yeah.
Costly. Didn't he have like a not a mullet, but he kind of had longer
No,
hair?
like a ponytail. Yeah.
Yeah. I bought all the Tootsie Pops at the store. Oh, nice. I remember Tootsie Pops. I remember you could buy like a big like bouquet of them at like Zellers or Walmart or whatever. They have like 20 of them in a little bouquet of Tootsie Pops. And then you get that awful chocolate in the middle. It's not real chocolate.
Hey, I just noticed something.
What's that?
The Rumble chats aren't popping up.
Oh, are people chatting in there though?
Well, it's just me and Jack, but
Oh, hey, I'm a Fed. You're right. They're not popping up. Well, that's horseshit. So I'll have to keep an eye on the Rumble chat. So, Hero, I don't believe Rumble's metrics at all. They told me I got like 10 times as many views on a live stream here than I got on my YouTube channel. Irving Twin said, "No feds allowed. Hey, I'm a Fed and I'm not here to spy. I just want to shoot your dog." That's funny. Yeah, I wonder why that is. Because Twitch comments will come through. It could be that I had to do I had to do a custom RMTP or RMTP to add Rumble to StreamYard. So that might be why. That might be why. No big deal. Where are we on now? Where are we at? We did filibuster. Hey, did you hear about Donald Trump?
indicted
Again.
again.
Well, of course, it happens just as news comes out of the $10 million that Burisma paid the Bidens,
Sure.
right? To ostensibly to fire the prosecutor, to have Joe Biden fire the prosecutor. And he did. Or he put pressure on the government so that they would be, right? Yeah, and I'd hate to like quote the lamestream media from a few years back, but the walls are closing in on Joe Biden. I have a feeling there's going to be problems with Joe Biden going forward in the election. It's going to hit a point where I think the Republican controlled House is going to want to indict him and impeach him. I hadn't had my haircut since I last had it buzzed in March 2020. Wow, that's a long time. Where are we at? 2023 right now? Yeah, that's 3 years, man. Good for you. Bet you feel a lot lighter. So yeah, so they indict Trump right as the news is coming out. As a matter of fact, they called him and told him, "Yeah, we're going to indict you on these classified docs things." Basically, so that the stuff about Biden would be out of the news cycle and everybody be focused on Trump, and also because they realize that they really are kind of scared of him becoming president again, because if he becomes president again, do you think he's going to go easy on the people who tried to ruin him? Oh no, he's going to go after
God, I
all.
hope not.
They went in on him.
No, and one of the things I've noticed is all the pictures that the media is posting of boxes of files in a bathroom at Mar-a-Lago, on a stage in Mar-a-Lago. There's no indication that any of those boxes contain any of the classified documents, considering he did have a like locked room basically turned into a
Right,
safe
right.
where they were probably kept anyway, and those other boxes just are other stuff.
Yeah. Never mind the fact that he also put out the day before he left the White House, he put out a memorandum saying, "Hey, all the Crossfire Hurricane stuff, information documents that came across my desk, I'm taking them with me, and they're declassified as far as I'm concerned." And so they're saying you mishandled them. Well, how they're declassified? They're not classified documents anymore, so he can't
Yeah.
have mishandled classified information if they've been declassified. Um, and he has that power to do it. Joe Biden, who had shit going back to when he was a senator in his garage, had classified documents that he shouldn't have had in the first place because he was a senator. And second, they found out about it. It wasn't that he was working with the archives. What do you call it? The Department of Archives or whatever, the National Archives. Yeah. We got another comment from Miss CMAC. We can for sure get some more weekend at Bernie's out of him. Oh yeah. They'll prop him up and keep him around for a bit, but I don't think he's going to run in 2024. I could be wrong. He might still run, but I can't. Apart from shenanigans, I don't see how he can win again. That he given that he didn't really win in 2020, but he won in 2020. If Biden dies, Kamala is president. Yes, yeah, technically, yeah, but I think she'd be easy to take out. Like they could take her out so easy, and they would, right? Just to install somebody else. Problem is, if she dies, then Kevin McCarthy becomes president because he's the Speaker of the House, and they don't want that.
Right.
So, yeah, no, it's all a bunch of horseshit. This whole indictment thing, it doesn't have any real legs. Now, depending on where it's prosecuted and what happens with it, I have a feeling the defense is going to try and slow walk it as long as they can, right? So that it doesn't. They want to basically to sully his candidacy, and basically make it so that he can't win. But every time they do stuff like this, they're essentially making him more of a martyr. His supporters just support him more.
Yeah. And I think the same thing is happening with Maxime Bernier.
Yeah, I have a feeling too. People are starting to say, hey, they really do have it in for this guy.
And if I'm not mistaken, the by-election where he's running is actually one of his strongest places of support.
Yeah.
Like he didn't just choose it because there's happens to be a by-election. It's like, okay, look, that the best numbers there. There is a by-election. We're gonna go in and they've been, canvassing door to door, getting a lot more support. And now Pierre Poilievre and the conservatives have been saying, "Oh, Maxime Bernier went to Davos. WEF. He's a globalist. Oh, he's a liar." It's like, what? Huh?
Well, they're trying to deflect that off of Poilievre because Poilievre has been accused of that, right?
Yeah. But I mean, like, it's also that he was sent there when he was the foreign affairs minister to meet other foreign ministers and did not attend a WEF meeting.
No, he was there.
Right.
He was there in the course of his job
under orders from the Conservative Party.
Yeah, under Stephen Harper.
Right.
Go meet these other foreign ministers. They're all going to be in Switzerland. So, okay.
It's like, yeah, like they're owning themselves, and the people that are following Maxime Bernier are seeing it, and it's like even the people that were following to a degree on the fence, Poilievre or Maxime Bernier, they're like, wait a minute, what the fuck are you talking about? This guy's been anti-WF, anti-globalism for years and years. He lost his job with you for it.
Yeah.
Right.
He lost his job because of opposing the dairy cartel. He lost the leadership race because he said, no, I think we need to stop basically working at the behest of these large lobby groups, right? Particularly dairy and egg. But yeah, politics is a dirty game. We need to upend it. So Danielle Smith won. Good on her.
Oh yeah,
I'm happy to hear that. Hey, I guess we haven't done one since I was in BC, right?
Yeah, geez, did all that happen in between?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh, and the special rapporteur, David Johnston, has stepped down. He's no longer there,
finally,
which is good. It took long enough, I think the pressure just got too high. He's like, it wasn't just the conservatives saying you got to get out of here. The NDP were going after him too. I think Twin's frozen again, but we'll see. Folks,
there you are.
We didn't lose you. That's good. Yeah. So now, will there be a public inquiry? I doubt it. I doubt it. They're going to oppose it as long as they possibly can. Trudeau's not even showing up to the House of Commons anymore. Yeah, he was frozen briefly, but he's back. Am I frozen now? I don't know. Let's look at the comments in the Rumble. Oh, after your laughing emoji, there hasn't been any. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. It says 7 watching. It's probably 2 of them are probably you and me.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say, like, hey, if you're watching on Rumble and you're not watching on YouTube simultaneously, uh, please give us some love in the comment section so we know it's true and it's not just some fake number that Rumble posts to try and convince us that this is working.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'll stream on Rumble every week or every time I do it, so I don't mind. You know what I mean? Didn't even say anything offensive yet. No, hardly at all. You just said just let Canada burn. I guess that's kind of offensive. But no, you know what? It's funny to see Tucker Carlson. Have you been watching Tucker Carlson's Twitter show?
No, I've been watching other people talk about how the left is seething about Tucker Carlson's Twitter
Oh, they
show.
are because he's getting more views than they get on like national TV. It's
Yeah,
insane. He goes up on Twitter with a 10-minute video, and he gets more views than they get, all day on CNN. It's fucking
yeah.
insane.
What, 20 plus million last I checked a couple days ago?
Oh, I think it's even up to 100 and something million now. It's way more now. Now that's impressions, right? Actual watch throughs, I don't know, but it's only a 12-minute video, so I would think anybody who starts to watch them probably watching them all the way through.
Just might.
But no, it's good to see him on there because like his takes are much more. Uh, I don't want to say honest because that implies he was dishonest before, but he's not holding anything back. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just saying it all. He doesn't fucking care. Did you also hear about Mel Gibson?
Not making a movie?
No, he's making a 4-part documentary about pedophiles in Hollywood.
Is that for real now?
Apparently, he's produced it. So I would expect. Don't be surprised if in the next coming weeks and months they're going to try and destroy his character once again. Talk about how awful he is and he's a crazy conspiracy theorist and yada yada yada. Or they'll just outright kill him. That might happen too. And Irving's frozen again. Don't stay frozen. You like frozen with like mid smoke coming out of your nose. That's pretty hot. LOL, the movie is real. Apparently, this is what I hear that he's got a 4-part documentary series coming out about the evils of Hollywood. Apparently, maybe I'm wrong, but this is what I hears. I think we might lose Irving Twin again. Jack, if you're still watching, if you want, if we keep losing Irving, if you want to come in and co-host, you're welcome to come and co-host. Just let me know. I'll send you the link. C-Max, since you're not going to bed, if you want to pop in on the stream, oh yeah, we lost him. If you want to pop in on the stream, I will send you the link in Rumble to so you can pop in and join us. I'm sure Costin would be very happy. I hope they don't Avicii him. You'll have to expand on that reference. It sounds familiar, but I can't quite recall who Avicii is. Someone I'm guessing that got killed. Yeah, that's the thing. They'll try to assassinate his character, and failing that, they'll try and assassinate him outright. But don't they understand the Streisand effect? If they did that, then more people would just be clamoring to see his movie. Welcome back.
Thanks.
Glad you were able to get singer. A singer called Avicii, I guess, got killed.
Yeah, around the same time as, or suicided. Oh, was he actually fucking murdered? Because it was around the time Anthony Bourdain and Chester Bennington, and
Oh yeah,
then
of what was that band? NXS,
Lincoln Park,
Lincoln Park. Sorry,
and Chris Cornell, who was a good friend of Chester Bennington.
you mean
Shortly after,
Chester Bennington? You mean
Podesta's son?
John Podesta's kid? Yeah, his illegitimate son. Yeah, yeah. They're
Yeah,
all a bunch of dirty scumbags. And you've seen this photo floating around of Biden, with the naked, standing next to another naked person who looks like she's probably about 12 or 13.
Yeah, it's really fuzzy. Like it does look like Biden.
It's
It's
it really does look like
it
Biden.
really does look like him, but
Yeah.
I can't say it is him.
No, you can't say for sure definitively it's him, but
I can't even say that the man standing at the podium is the real Biden at this
yeah, that's
point.
what people
Like,
say, right? His earlobes are completely different. Like there's all this stuff that this is a body double that's not the real Biden. Yeah.
in, you never know.
Hey, you know what? Stranger things have come true and been, brought public. I mean, look at Michelle Obama. She's clearly a guy. Everybody knows it now. Clearly a guy called Michael. I mean, even Obama, Barack Obama called him Michael one time in an interview. It slipped out. He referred to her as Michael.
Mel Gibson should make a series about that.
I know, right? Oliver Stone and Mel Gibson team up to make a series about how Michelle Obama's a man. And it just keeps coming back to that footage uh, of Joan Rivers calling her a tranny. She's a tranny. She's a tranny. Everybody knows it. My Michael. Yeah, that's right. He called her Michael. Yeah, it's weird, eh? Like, it's a good thing we don't have much of an audience, Irving, because you and I would probably get killed.
Yeah, very, very like we'd get half our audience killed.
Could be, could be, could be. Did you hear about that guy? I can't remember what his name was. So you saw
Something
the movie
bird.
Thor? You remember the movie Thor?
Yeah.
Okay, so in Thor, there's a bit part of a guy who runs a pet store in that little town. Thor goes in looking for a horse. I guess says we don't have any horses.
Wait, is that Cappy?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah, okay.
So
Go on.
so he basically came out and put out a bunch of, like, I think they're Instagram stories or whatever, like live stream podcast type things, where he was talking about all the pedophiles in the industry. How Seth Green, redheaded kid from Buffy.
Yeah.
He was at his place for dinner one time, and Seth Green started talking to him about chicken, and he was using chicken as a euphemism for underage girls, like little girls, and then he started getting into it. Whoops! I dropped my phone. 1 second. Then he started getting into it and looking into it a little bit further, and then he started like outing all of these people, and he made a video saying, "For the record, I'm not suicidal." And then boom, like 3 days later, he's fucking. They have what do you call it? Surveillance camera footage of him falling off of a bridge, an overpass in Las
Yeah.
Vegas or in Nevada. Yeah. Uh, and another bit of footage he released was like it looked like ancient Rome, kind of like underground, like, baths.
Like a bathhouse sort
Yeah,
of?
with like
Yeah.
little girls dressed in togas and bathing suits, and they're looking at him like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" Kind of thing. He's like, "I'm just making a video," and they're like busy washing something in the sink or something. Yeah, that overpass was on Route 66. They already sent some sloppy Mossad my way. What? See, I'm glad you didn't go to bed, C-Mac, because I need to hear these stories. That overpass was on Route 6. That's right. It was on Route 66. I heard. Yeah.
And shortly before, like days or weeks before,
Yeah.
Tom Hanks posted something about a road trip on Route 66 and took a picture of a lone glove on the side of the road and something ominous and mysterious. I can't remember exactly what he wrote.
Really?
Yeah, and then suddenly Cappy's off the bridge.
Yeah. That's fucked up, man. And then Tom Hanks moved to Greece.
Where they have no extradition,
I
yeah?
I don't know if they do or not, but it'd be, yeah, it might be very difficult to get extradited from Greece.
Yeah, that's right. Something about roadkill.
Yeah. I used to drive that bit of highway on our trips. Yeah. Okay. Roadkill. Oh yeah, he said something about roadkill, and it was a glove. Yeah. Okay, so I'm sorry, C-Mac, you got to expand on this. They already sent some sloppy Mossad my way. Tell me what is this just a joke, or did did you know did you mess with the Zohan and fucking Adam Sandler tried to kill you with like a pair of barber scissors or something? I need to know. One night we're gonna have C-Mac on our stream. She'll be right alongside us, and she'll be talking, telling
Just
stories.
just telling stories.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm hopeful that stuff gets exposed. I'm hopeful that frazzled.rip comes out. They ran our van off the road at 80 kilometers an hour. How do you know they were Mossad?
Black, very
They
tinted
tinted
out
out
SUV
SUV
type
type
thing.
thing. Weird. Did they think you were someone else, or were they like chasing someone else down, or did you recently publish something uh, disparaging of the Hollywood elites? They were sloppy because it happened like 2 blocks before a police station. Yeah, it's pretty sloppy. Unless the police are in on it, they're like, "We're gonna turn a blind eye. You do what you need to do there." Sohan, um, yeah, the world's getting really fucking creepy and fucked up. Not gonna lie, not gonna lie.
Okay, so I think I know what Jack from Quippers was talking about. I think any
Any views anywhere?
yeah starts getting counted. So if somebody pops in and goes, "And not for me," and leaves, it stays on your total counter,
Okay,
right?
because it says watching now though, which is
7.
yeah, 7 watching now. I'm wondering if it's grabbing views from other platforms too. Like I don't know what's going on Twitter. Let me take a look on Twitter. My profile.
Yeah, so Rumble people, please leave a live chat comment.
Yeah, Twitter too. Comment and see if they pop through. I don't know if you can find it on Twitter. It's on my profile on Twitter. You can
What
leave a comment on the actual stream. It's streaming right now on Twitter, and see if it pops through on Streamyard. I'd be interested to see. Get some more comments here.
holy
Uh,
shit.
I remember watching the Tinfoil Club explode when Cappy died. Yeah. Well, I don't know if they're the Tinfoil Club. It was very trying to kill you, hit you from behind multiple times at fast speeds. Angry black van at 4 a.m. experience. Weird. Like why were they going after you though? I wonder. Did they confuse you with someone else? Were you riding in the van with somebody else? So many feds. Much glow. So very light. Like wow, C-Max got
Despite
quartered. I
being
think
only
C-Max a
13%
spy.
of the black
Uh,
SUVs.
Black SUVs, yeah. I think C-Max a spy. Like in Salt. That's some messed up stuff, I tell you what.
Maybe it's my dad they were after.
Why were they after
Is your
you?
dad like
Why were they after your dad? Is your dad a spy? Was your dad a spy? Weird.
redacted?
Redacted. Yeah. Yeah. So the whole I was looking at my different banners for topics. Last thing we talked about was Trump indicted again. But no, it's good that you bring it up and relate it to Maxime Bernier because I'm really hopeful that he wins in his by-election. So now let me ask you this: where he's running in the by-election, is this the constituency that he ran in before, or is it a different constituency? It's a
No.
different one. Okay.
Yeah. Uh this is now somewhere in
Oh, okay.
Manitoba,
All right. Cool.
right? But I'm sure they did the what do you call it? Like the all the math and was like, we have our strongest support in this region,
Right.
right? So let's put the leader in there and go focus on that area door to door, because I like, also they don't have a lot of resources, right?
Right.
It was sort of a great idea to get one candidate in every riding,
Yeah.
because even the major parties don't do that.
Right. And
They leave handfuls of them empty.
it's like a feather in your cap, right? Yeah.
But also then you don't have a lot of money per candidate anymore.
Right. You're leaving it up to the candidates to do all the door knocking and
And
bringing
yeah,
it
and
on.
relying on volunteers and all this, right?
Yeah.
We're here at least, like, they should be able to.
That's what the Green Party did. They concentrated on one riding where they knew they could win, and they did, and it went from there, right? So yeah. While Irving sorts out things, he's frozen yet again. I'm going to read some more comments here. So I asked if he was a spy, if C-Mac's dad was a spy. She said, "No, LOL, my dad's a drunk, but also a Freemason, so he's in a cult. Maybe he had some cult secrets, and cults are crazy. Yes, they are. We were just talking about the climate cults earlier tonight. They're all fucking nuts. So maybe, yeah, maybe he was trying to escape the cult, or they thought he had some dirt that he was going to release. And they're like, take him down on the road. It's a messed up world we're living in. I think I don't know. You know what I think we need? I think we need a guy dressed up in a brightly colored, patriotic looking costume to make a difference. I just don't know who that guy's going to be. Canada Man is going to take over Canada. It's going to start a citizen coup and take over Ottawa and then run the country as a benevolent dictator like Augusto Pinochet. I think that's the plan, folks. No, not Batman. He's crazy. Canada Man is completely sane and has an unerring moral compass. Ugh. I don't know what to do without my co-host, folks. Because the next thing I was going to show was Irving's oddities, and if Irving's not here, he can't share his oddities. Helicopters are cool. Helicopters are cool. Canada Man should get a helicopter with a big maple leaf on it, and then he can throw communists out of it.
I was going to say, take friends for a ride.
That's right. Come on get in this helicopter, Jagmeet. I want to talk to you about something. We need an army of killdozers. Yes, we do. A whole battalion of killdozers. Let's do it. Oh man, Irving,
Sir.
have you got any oddities tonight?
Oh, I might have one.
Let's do it.
Oh, what the hell did I call it?
Was it in our chat?
Yeah. But yeah, that's right. Now I remember what I called it. Here, just let me share a screen here.
Absolutely.
So this happened in Niagara Falls. A man exposes his nutsack to children.
Love is love.
Love is love.
Oh, that's so fucking nasty. Oh, you gotta zoom in on that, eh? Oh my god. What the hell's wrong with this nutsack, or is that just blacked out?
Oh no, I just think it's a low quality image.
Yeah, it was
And
like
as I
this.
zoom in, it gets worse.
Yeah, but there's like a big black thing in there.
Yeah, it's just
it's like
digital artifacts.
okay.
Yeah.
Concentration
The
of
shadow.
Dude, if you're gonna pretend to be a girl, at least trim your bush. You know what I mean? That's fucked up.
We need a much bigger army of killdozers now, says C-Mac.
It's true, right?
Right. And they wonder why people are going out there and protesting.
Oh yeah, did you see the Muslim kids and their mom cheering them on? Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
Keep
well,
stomping on those pride flags.
I watched quite a bit of our boy Greg's.
Oh yeah, I didn't
live
catch
stream.
any of that. He was down there, right?
Yeah, he got mildly assaulted.
Did he really?
Not like serious. Like, I mean, it's technically assault and still illegal, but like some trans something smacked at his microphone in a really prissy fashion.
Well, at least being ladylike, you know.
Uh,
Viva Fry did a couple of like on the street interviews with people there, the counter protesters, right? Because it was a Billboard Chris and somebody else were made, and that young kid, the young Christian kid, who's been
that's
yeah,
right.
and so he's talking to a couple counter protesters. One of them said, "Well, I disagree, and that's that." Like he was trying to like unpack the guy's points and question him about the points he was making. And I guess the guy got tired. He's like a teenager, 20 in his 20s or whatever. And I guess the kid got tired of like having to defend his position, his idiotic, nonsensical position. And he goes, "Well, I just disagree with that, and that's all there is to it. That's that." So Viva Fry just walked away. And then he goes and there's a couple of dogs there. People brought their dogs, and the dogs were barking at each other. He pulls his microphone down. "What do you have to say? And what do you have to say about that?" And that's pretty much all we're seeing here today, folks. That's pretty much the crux of the arguments here. Mostly
Well, I mean,
peaceful assaulting. Yeah, exactly.
while we're on the topic, right? Uh, transitioning kids, we need giant scoops from Soylent Green.
Yes. Yeah. Modified bulldozers or lifters. Yeah.
Put them
Put
onto
them
the
onto the
killdozers.
exactly.
Like I've spent a lot
Oh
of
no.
time around living things and growing
Yep.
things. Like my dad was Italian. We had a garden in the
Sure.
backyard from the time I was
Yep.
4, right? And I, raised some animals, not to the degree that CMAC has, but you can aid and nurture and even guide growth
Mm-hmm.
in a garden, but you have to be careful because certain kinds of intervention will actually stunt the growth in irreparable ways. Right. Like this is something weird. People don't know this. Pear trees form bonds with the people that take care
No
of them.
shit.
My dad took care of the pear tree in the backyard for God, is that like 20 years?
Yeah.
Okay. And I helped, but I never really like gave a shit about the pear tree. My dad
Right.
loved that pear tree.
Yep.
Uh my dad passed like 11 years ago now.
Right.
This is the first summer since that it's produced pears.
Wow.
It spent 10 years mourning him.
No shit, eh?
Yeah.
And you were doing everything that he was doing to keep it going
I
and
mean, like, it's not growing the same way. Like
yeah.
everything just came to a halt.
Wow.
Yeah. But growing things, taking care of them. There's no such thing as puberty blockers because the more complex the organism, the less intervention is necessary to stunt its growth
Right.
and cause permanent damage
Right.
to it. So there's no puberty blockers. There are growth stunters. That's
Yep.
all. Like he was my friend. I knew a guy who did an experiment on his cat. He got a kitten, okay? And he denied the kitten all sources of calcium. He fed the kitten, okay?
Yeah.
But no calcium. At 2 years old, a full-grown cat was the size of a kitten because its bones did not grow.
How did he deny it calcium?
I have no fucking idea.
He was feeding it things obviously that like he wasn't feeding it a balanced kibble or a balanced canned food. He was
Yeah.
feeding it something else. That's so weird.
But here's the thing is the cat didn't live past 6 because giving it calcium after the fact, it's too late. It's not going to grow its bones now. That
Right.
period is over.
Yeah.
But its organs still tried to grow in the normal way because
Right.
they were getting what they needed. So now they're all pressed up against,
It's rib
like
cage.
cat organs are pressing against each other inside what is now a kitten cage for adult organs.
Right.
And well, it had all kinds of health complications and died.
So what was his reasoning behind denying it calcium? Did he think it
He
was
wanted to have a kitten forever.
that's
He
fucking
didn't understand what he was doing.
that's terrible.
Yeah.
C-Max Garlic sucks asses here. Ben says wow. I think he's saying wow to the kitten experiment, not to the ass sucking garlic. That's kind of cruel, you know. That's really I want a kitten forever. Well, yeah, then make a little robotic kitten, you know.
Yeah, he just it's but you can't they want to do this to children.
Yeah,
They are doing this to children,
they are
right?
doing this to children. Yeah, but the thing
You
is, the puberty blockers are essentially castration drugs, right? Chemical castration drugs. They're
if
the
I'm
same
not
drug that
mistaken, they use Lupron, yeah.
they're the same drugs that they give to sex offenders, repeat sex offenders, so that they can't rape again.
Yeah.
No, it's all fucked up.
No, yeah, you can't pause growth in the middle and expect it to just take off again. It's a very delicate process,
Hmm.
right? And yeah, especially from like infancy through like even in the garden we call it a nursery, right?
Right.
And those very like seedlings are different than like plants hitting a vegetative state and even then becoming what you might call mature plants.
Right.
Like it's all a process that cannot be interrupted
Yeah.
and then restarted.
Yeah.
I actually did some cruel things to my marijuanas. Right? I drove one mad. It went feral and tried to
Your
murder my other
marijuana?
marijuanas.
It tried to murder you?
Yeah. Yes.
How did your cannabis plant do that?
What it leaned over and tried to block out the light from the other plant. It wasn't starved of
Right.
light. It didn't grow tall to get at the light. It attacked the other plants. It
To
grew
keep
at
them
them
from getting light.
specifically to shade them out. Yeah. They weren't even sharing soil, but it knew they were there and it was
That's
trying to
weird.
kill them.
So why was it doing that? You say you were
Yeah.
cruel to it.
Yes. I drove it absolutely
How did you
mad.
drive it mad?
So you grow a plant, okay? You harvest it and you cut it down to the stalk, but you leave some green on the
Okay.
bottom.
Yeah.
And then you turn the lights on for 24 hours for the next several weeks. You force it back from its flowered stage
Right.
into a vegetative state and it starts regrowing.
Right.
Okay. And you can regrow that plant. You can do this over and over again, I discovered,
Yeah.
but the plant will lose its mind and
That's
go
so fucked up.
feral and try to murder other plants.
That's messed up.
Yeah. Oh, it grows all weird too, right? Because it's been an adult, mature plant that you're trying to force back basically into almost adolescence.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the leaves all start to curl really oddly as
Yeah.
it grows again, and it takes a while for them to straighten out. Yeah, it's really hard on the plant, but
Yeah. No
I was
doubt.
just trying things at the time, right?
Yeah.
And yeah,
We got one of those. We got one of those little herb garden things that has the light, and it grows them in little pods. It's got like water underneath it, and it cycles the water, and it feeds the roots and stuff. And we've grown some Swiss chard, some arugula, and we have some cherry tomato plants. Now the cherry tomato plants have grown like they're 2 feet tall, but they're not
nice.
sprouting any tomatoes. And I'm thinking it's because they need to be outside. They're getting artificial light, and we should probably transplant them outside.
Well, when did you plant them?
We planted them. I don't know. I want to say March, April probably.
Yeah, you're still looking at like mid-July,
Oh,
early
really?
August before you'll get tomatoes. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe it's also losing. It's losing space to grow, and I don't know how much more it can grow from like the little pod with no other soil or nutrient. Like we put nutrients in it every Sunday,
Yeah.
so we have a weekly little nutrient dropper that we throw in there, and we keep filling up the water. So it's still getting fresh water and it's still getting the nutrients. But I'm just wondering if maybe it's gotten too big for this thing.
Um, yeah, like if it's 2 feet tall, its roots are probably as big as like a softball.
Yeah, it's a pretty big. Yeah, I'm guessing.
So yeah, if you don't have more room than a softball in its pod, you need to
Yeah,
move it or you're going to stunt the root growth and with it the rest of it.
Yeah, yeah.
and that cannot be fixed later,
Right.
right?
Okay. I'm gonna get myself a pot and put some potting mix in there and some fertilizer and stuff like food, plant food and stuff, and transfer those two in there. And then I think the other stuff will do well as well. The arugula is doing great, and so is the Swiss chard, or rainbow chard, I think it's called. So we got a pink one and like a yellowy one. Needs phosphorus.
NPK.
How does it smoke though? Says C-Mac.
So it was actually really good. But I think that had more to do with like the specific strain and the skills I was learning at the time. That poor plant suffered so badly under just so that I could learn. Uh,
She says, "Oh, AeroGarden." It's something like that. It's I don't know. The pods came in these little packets, and they have like soil in the pods, but the pods, it's just enough soil to hold like the small little root ball that it came in, and then, or actually, it was a seed inside a little.
oh, do you soak them in water first and then put the
No,
seed?
you just put them in the machine. You put them in the little garden thing, and you fill the garden up with water, and then it naturally tries to find the water, and it naturally tries to find the light, right? So she says it needs phosphorus. Yeah, probably. You can put the pods into 4-liter water jugs wrapped in black trash bags to keep the light out. So, okay.
Yeah, the roots can't have direct sunlight on them.
Yeah, because they'll dry out, right? I use the water jugs for hot peppers inside. Good to know. All right. Good to know. Learning so much about gardening. We're going to have a gardening banner.
But really, it's all about the children and why, like the more complex the organism, the less intervention it takes to fuck up its growth.
Well, that's just it, right? And you think about it psychologically too. If you can very easily traumatize a kid with just a couple of harsh words when they're young. Like I still remember some shit that I went through when I was a kid, like a young kid.
Sure.
Things that were said to me, things that were done to me, and I still hold on to them. I'm 52 years old, and I can still remember them with crystal clarity. And I'm sure they've had no small impact on me. I'm not saying I was abused or anything like that, but you got an older sibling. Older siblings, pick on their little brothers, and there's stuff that I still hold to this day from that my older sibling did when I was much younger. And to him, it was just like what do you call it?
Tuesday.
Yeah, it was just a Tuesday. It was just a glib comment or something that he did without, it was just a what do you call it? A thoughtless set of words or a thoughtless statement. He didn't think it would have that much effect on his younger brother, right? But it clearly did. And to this day, our relationship, we get along fine. We're civil to one another, but I'm not as close as I probably could or should be with my brother, and I probably never will be. So that's all there is to it. Yeah, it makes sense. When you talk about upsetting the natural growth cycle, like I'm leaning towards this whole Luddite thing because I'm thinking like modern life is not good for people. Our modern technology, our modern way of living, our modern way of interacting, it can't be good for mental. Like we're advancing technologically very very fast, and we're not keeping up with it. We have no idea how the technological advancements that we've gone through in the last 100 years or so are messing with our psyches, messing with well, we can see how they're messing with our bodies. We got more obesity than we ever did
Mhm.
before, heart disease, all sorts of terrible things wrong with our bodies. But from a mental health perspective, yeah, I don't think modern life is really that good. I think people need to get back to a much simpler way of living.
We're in the wrong tech tree.
You mentioned that before, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was my first oddity. It was like, oh, I have to talk about this.
The Tesla, yeah,
It's
we
just a
should have
weird
gone the
thought.
Tesla road.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. The vinyl people are right.
The vinyl
Well,
people.
yeah, vinyl's so much better. Oh, the sound quality, it's so true. It is. Like it
True.
is.
Analog sounds better than digital for sure.
Yeah. Right. Why? Because the sound waves are carved into the vinyl
Yeah.
and it plays the needle physically
Yeah.
as it passes through.
Right.
It's so fucking weird. you know, and here we are, digital music.
It's like that. It's like when you look at cutting edge CGI art that looks so good that it's almost imperceptible from being, photographic, but you can still tell.
Mm.
Right? They're getting very, very close to making photorealistic CGI, but you can still tell.
Yeah, there's little clues still, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it does. It's getting that AI is getting dangerous,
Oh, it is. It
and we got
really
to
is.
wonder about fucking Roko's basilisk.
Roko's basilisk. You have to.
Oh, you don't know about this?
No.
This was some sort of thought experiment that apparently scared a whole bunch of people. That
Mm.
like, imagine the AI becomes so advanced that it can backwards extrapolate every event that's ever occurred.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So everyone, oh, and I'm about to ruin you guys now. Okay. So plug your ears if you don't want to be seen by Roko's basilisk. Everyone who knows about the concept of the basilisk, the AI that will be able to extrapolate whether or not you were helping bring it into existence,
I think you did touch on this.
it will punish you. Right? That
I,
in
for
the
one,
future,
welcome Roko's basilisk.
right? But now that you know, now that you've heard of it, the
Yeah.
basilisk has seen you.
Right.
It will be able to extrapolate.
Yeah. AI is a bit of a concern. I mean, I think we're in for some really interesting entertainment, interesting games. Like I told you about that Skyrim mod that somebody made.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Where it
Yeah.
just like yeah,
It
has
takes the
it was
NPCs
yeah,
and it gives them actual conversations. They can have audible conversations with you about whatever you ask it. And it's
so
something that I said they
ChatGPT.
need to be doing, and it's going to happen. And sure enough, some lone guy on his computer made a mod that did it. You know, um, but uh, but yeah, no, AI is going to be very interesting in the world of entertainment in the coming years. But yeah, the concern is now. Here's the other thing, right? So there's an argument to be made that all of the insanity we're seeing, all the social contagion associated with like the transgender cult and transgender ideology,
Mm,
and this progressive pride, the replacement of the pride flag, which for the longest time was relatively innocuous, right? You had a pride parade once a year, and it was one day, and then it was tame. It was heterosexuals and homosexuals marching down the street saying, we don't discriminate against gay people and we think gay people are okay, and that was it. And then it became Sodom and Gomorrah type shit in the streets, and then it became a month, and then it started incorporating all sorts of fringe ideas about sexuality and gender and your personal identity and that sort of thing. The argument to be made is that the algorithms that sort of promote this are promoting it because they're written in such a way to court controversy. So basically, they see a lot of comments on something that's very controversial or very it's a very heated debate, right? And they're like, oh, okay, so this is what people are interested in talking about. We need to put more of it out there, and more of it out there, and more of it out there. Okay, so this side of that particular argument says this about the other side, and this side about that argument makes these assumptions about the other side. We need to foster that mentality. And so the algorithm, which is a rudimentary form of AI, is basically promoting the social contagion, is promoting the controversy and promoting the divisiveness. And that's why our society is turning into this shithole. So when Elon Musk warns about the danger of AI, it's like the genie's already out of the bottle. It's already fucking happened. We're
the
seeing it real
basilisk is
time.
already here.
Yeah, we're seeing it real time. We can't the largesse cannot recognize what's happening to them, how they're being influenced this way. Uh, Pride season, yeah, exactly. Pride year, Pride decade, multi-track drifting. The AI is trying to end the world. I don't think it's even trying. I think it's doing it based on what it's been programmed to do. So in terms of the algorithm in which I'm talking about, it's just saying We need to maximize traffic to this site. We need to maximize engagement on this social media platform. How do we do that? We look at the shit that people are talking about a lot. We're looking at the stuff that has the most comments, and the stuff that has the most comments is the stuff that's most controversial. And the stuff that's most controversial is very, very heated and divided like down a linear, like a very like visible line. So we need to the algorithm says we need to promote more division, more extreme responses back and forth. And so it's force feeding you the content that's going to make you upset and make you engage with other people and have, vitriolic arguments online. That's what I mean. Already based, we don't need no water. Back around. That's right. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, it's concerning. It's very concerning. I mean, I'm going to look forward to being able to turn on my TV and say, "Okay, Roku, I feel like a superhero movie tonight. Make me a superhero movie, but I don't know. A guy's got the powers of a badger, and he fights alien grasshoppers that are trying to eat all the world's uh, produce and wheat." And then, okay, formatting, and then like a minute and a half later, it makes an hour and a half movie of about a badger based superhero fighting alien fucking grasshoppers and like saving the planet.
This sounds terrible.
Hey, this is just off the top of my head. It probably would be terrible. But if I say I want it to be, in the style of uh, pick a superhero movie that you really really like, like in the style of your first Iron Man movie,
Right, right.
and I want the protagonist to look like a mix of Hugh Jackman and Chris Evans, right? So it's like ripped and short, but square jaw kind of thing, right? And yeah, and you can just have whatever you want. But people are just going to say, "I just want to make." Okay, Roku, make me a bunch of porn with
Yeah, it's just
women
yeah, that
with
movie sucked. Make it porn instead.
six tits and vaginas on their hands. Okay, doing that right now. It is making fucking porn with chicks with six tits and vaginas on their hands. That's what's going to happen. CBAC says Honey Badger Revenge. That's a good title. That's what we'll call a Honey Badger Revenge. A honey badger comes out of a cryogenic chamber to fight the fucking evil grasshoppers from space. They've transformed into locusts and they're just eating everything they come across.
But it has to have this voice of the guy from the original Honey Badger video.
Oh my god.
Honey Badger don't care. Honey Badger don't give a
He doesn't
shit.
give a fuck. Oh, look at that. Oh my god, he's disgusting. Every tool is being used for making porn. Yeah, what is that? Rule 34? If it exists, there's porn of it. And what Rule 35 is, uh, if it doesn't exist, it will exist. And Rule 36 is you will make it. Yeah, it's true. I mean, even cave paintings. I'm sure that the very
Yeah.
first cave paintings, somebody drew a dick somewhere. Somebody drew a caveman dick, fucking a cave woman, but Jew. Sure of it. Oh man. Okay. Done with your oddities today. Let's move on to Mr. Pox Toxic takes. He's got a few this week. Some of which I'm not sure I want to share, but some of which I. Oh, you had one too that I thought was pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The auras, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Crystals. The crystals thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
I thought you guys would appreciate it. Due to the sick and twisted nature of people in this group, I am not leaving.
All right, I'm going to share some Pox toxic takes. Oh, hold on. Start with that. Wearing crystals to ward off negative spirits. Weak aura. Smoking crystals to become a negative spirit. Strong aura. Science simplified.
Oh, oh wow.
I'm trans. Prove it. Wow, you're right.
Oh,
Uh, if diarrhea was a person, my God, that is hauntingly disgusting looking. Like, what is that?
that's the people who want to tell you that your kids need puberty blockers.
That's right. It's you know what it stands to reason, right? Okay, so you're an ugly person inside and out. You've got an ugly personality. Well, actually, I think you probably start out with a normal personality. Then at some point in adolescence, you realize you're ugly because people won't let you let it go. They'll let you know that you're ugly, or you just have a negative self image because of whatever you've been exposed to. So you realize how ugly you are. It makes you depressed. It makes you angry, and instead of like trying to make yourself better, you lean into it and you say, "Well, if I'm going to be ugly on the outside, I'll be ugly on the inside. Not only that, I'm going to make myself exceptionally ugly. And then I'm going to make my personality even more ugly than my outward appearance."
Hmm.
And this is what you get. What does it say on her face? Rat? Yeah, it says rat. She has the word rat tattooed to her left cheek. Yeah, you look like a rat, honey. I'm not going to share that one. That one was a little bit off.
A little bit
But
spicy.
yeah, Pox has got a few. There was a couple more further back. I got to try and find them, though. I don't remember. That might be going back even further. That's terrible. Oh, this one here.
Oh dear Lord.
See that one? My cousin tattooed her pronouns on her head. It's a like a post-it reminder for others. She is a very giving spirit. This is terrible.
Oh,
Mom and daughter use chainsaw to butcher grandma, then grill her body parts. Emo Garfield said, "I hope they washed her with dish soap before grilling." And then Pox's take. Oh, I missed it. White people don't season their food. Um, Congrats, Englishman. You have won a car. Now go ahead and start it. I don't get this.
oh, it's Irish car bombing.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. 15-minute concentration camp. You shared this one, didn't you?
Yeah, can you not zoom in a little bit so you can read
Let's see.
the color codes?
Let's see if I can. One second. Is that better? Okay. So, of course, you have the barbed wire and the top of the Auschwitz. I think it's the Auschwitz camp
Yeah,
sign.
Arbeit macht frei.
What is that?
Work makes you free.
Work makes you free. That's right. So we got these color codes. So the yellow buildings are the lockdown zones for the next pandemic. The red are the guard towers, no leaving the 15-minute city. The teal are the prisons for terrorists and their children. Terrorists meaning people who don't want to take the vaccine. The purple are the showers, just normal shower rooms. The green are the parks you will be permitted to visit when emergency lockdowns are over. And then just do not question us. Yeah. Yeah, it's about the size of it. It'll be pandemics and climate. There'll be climate lockdowns for sure, no doubt, no doubt. That's about the size of it, folks. We got a few more comments. Uh, he's deaf leaving. Who's leaving?
Oh, me, the group.
Oh yeah, might be an alien. Looks cozy. Oh, you're talking about the chick who looks like an alien. Yeah, like a nice little German pod. Yeah, Germany's 15-minute cities will look slightly different from, say, Switzerland's 15-minute cities, but not a lot different. Oh man, what's happened in this world, Irving? When you were out, I was saying we need a citizen coup. I was saying that someone in a brightly colored patriotic costume needs to start a citizen coup. I don't know who that will be, but
I'd rather take the other route if still available.
What's that? Move to Alberta or move to the United States or move
I
somewhere else?
mean, waking people up and getting people to vote PPC, you know.
Yeah, I said something that was a little bit inflammatory the other day um, to a colleague of mine. We share similar political views, and I said, "Yeah, you know what? There needs to be a change in Canada, and it's going to come either via the ballot box or via the ammo box." I think people will eventually get so sick they'll say enough is enough, and there'll be a revolution. It won't be civil war; it'll be a all-out revolution.
I mean, we have a huge problem. Uh, can I share this here?
Please do.
Like, this is it's after the fact. It's fucking over. I don't know what the hell they're thinking. Uh, Supreme Court of Canada won't hear unvaccinated woman's case for organ donation.
And what was the reasoning behind it?
She's not vaccinated. Like,
So
it's literally that simple.
she's no. Is that the reason that the Supreme Court said?
Yeah, they're just upholding the lower court's ruling by not hearing the case. There's no case here. You're not vaccinated. You don't get an organ.
Um, you're still a fucking citizen. You still pay into the healthcare system, and you should. That is a clear violation of charter rights. That is absolutely a clear violation of charter rights. You can't treat people differently based on their medical situation, based on their status as vaccinated or unvaccinated. That's absolutely horseshit.
But here's the problem. CTV, the debate, Canada's highest court won't hear the case. The woman argues it violates her charter rights. Is it fair to deny her the transplant? 2,000 votes, 2,200 votes at the time.
Yeah,
35% of respondents said yes, it is fair to deny her the transplant.
but 65 said no.
Yeah, but the problem is 35% is way bigger than zero, which is the correct number in a
Yeah,
sane society,
yeah.
right?
Well, that's just it. The plan worked, right? Divide people by vaccine status, make them turn the unvaccinated into the Jews. They're filthy subhumans that need to be ostracized and removed from society. Our prime minister fucking said it. Do we tolerate them? So yeah, I mean, I hear you, but that's why I'm saying like it's going to come down to. And here's the problem with everything being on social media. If there's a revolution, let's say there's a revolution, and let's say that 65% of the people, let's say just for the sake of argument, that this is the spark, right? For some reason, this goes off in people's heads. Okay, 65% of the people say no. Canada's not the country it used to be. People are being ostracized and mistreated because of their decision to have a vaccine or not have a vaccine, uh, and we need to stop it. And then let's say there's a revolution, and let's say you get enough people to say taking up arms, overthrowing the government because everybody posted on social media their thoughts with regards to the unvaccinated and spoke out wholly against their further discriminating against them. They're not going to be able to escape and say, well, no, I was always in support of the unvaccinated. No, we've got it right here. We know exactly what you fucking said. You were a latter day Nazi. You were a latter day supporter of latter day Hitler, and you need to be removed from Canada. Maybe we'll send you up to Baffin Island or something. Maybe we'll send you up to Greenland. I'm not saying we should kill them or they should be killed. I'm just saying that you know they need to be the ones removed because really they're the ones with the virus. They're the ones that are making it that is dangerous for everybody else because they believe that it's okay to treat people that way.
I mean, when do you accept like their declaration of war? Right? They're like saying, "Oh yeah, no, no, no. we don't want to do this, we don't want to do that, but we've got to, do something. Well, they're clearly at war. 35% of people are at war with the other 65, and the other 65 are going, no, 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 don't be silly. It's like, no, 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 they're fucking at war with you,
Yeah, exactly.
right? They
Well,
want
no,
you
because
dead.
even the people who are being uh, marginalized, right? They're still holding out hope that somehow it will get better. That well, the right candidate is going to take office, the right person's going to take office, and they'll change it all around, and things will get better, and then we won't have to worry about it anymore. Maybe someone like Danielle Smith can become Prime Minister of Canada, and then change things around. We won't have to worry about it anymore. That's bad thinking, first off, because if you take a look at how mass hysteria is a hell of a drug, you're damn right it is. If you take a look at how Justin Trudeau is acting with regards to this whole foreign interference thing, he's acting like a despot. I mean, he was acting like a despot when COVID was happening, but he's acting even more like a despot now. Um, there were the what do they call the IPSAC or whatever? What's that? The panel that's going to be looking at the interference, like that has prior access to the documents, but then they can't talk about it.
I don't know the name.
I think it's IPSAC or something like that.
Sure.
Anyway, so it's being made up of people from the House. It's being made up of people from the Senate. Well, two Liberal members from the Senate that were appointed by Justin Trudeau are on this board now, and there's one remaining, and they'll probably throw it to a conservative just so it doesn't look like it wasn't bipartisan, right? But it would not surprise me at all if Justin Trudeau appoints another Liberal to that position.
No, we
The
investigated
whole
ourselves, and
purpose of it is it is supposed to be supposed to be a cross section of representatives from across the country in all parties. But yeah, it's should be clear to everybody now that Justin Trudeau is going to do everything to hang on to power, and Jagmeet Singh is going to do everything to help him hang on to power. So, um, if things don't change soon, and things don't change at the election, if he wins again, I don't know what the solution is. If he wins again, then he gets another mandate to go even further, and then patriots will either have to fight for their country or they'll have to leave because there's nothing left for us here. So I don't know. Sound like a reactionary, don't
I don't. That word is so reductive.
I? It's true. I've been looking at properties in Virginia, in Chesapeake. You can get a nice little house there for under 300,000. Melina doesn't want to move to Virginia though.
T-Mac and C-Mac both say leave.
I vote leave. Winter is bullshit. It's true. And
Yeah.
Virginia, they have like pretty mild winters. Like December, it's in the teens in Virginia and in Chesapeake. That's why I would do Virginia. Also because Balhack Airsoft is at Chesapeake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Idaho.
T-Mac,
Idaho's in the Pacific Northwest, is it not? Yeah.
sort of.
Yeah, Idaho's Pacific Northwest. Don't they get cold in the winter though in Idaho?
Probably some of it.
Yeah.
I mean, no. For me, it's
Texas.
Texas, Arizona, New Mexico.
Yeah. No, I can get that. I can understand that.
Hey, on the other hand, here was it New Brunswick? No, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick.
Yeah.
One of our provinces basically banned gender affirming care for under 16-year-olds.
Good for them.
So that's something.
Yeah. Yeah, and then was it Kian Bexty of I want to say True North? Kian Bexty or the Signal. The Signal. He asked Polyev because Polyev was in Toronto talking about housing prices in Toronto. And he said, "What is your response to this latest legislation from the premier who basically signed off on saying no, children of the age of whatever can't have gender reassignment surgery or puberty blockers or what have you?" Oh no, it was about something else.
No, because
That
I'm
was about
wrong.
education. It was about education.
No, because they didn't ban the surgeries. They banned teachers from doing it secretly without parents' knowledge.
Right, right. That's right. And he said, I'll let the provinces decide. The provinces have to decide how they're going to manage the education. So does that mean we don't have a federal Ministry of Education?
I'm not even sure.
I don't know either.
What I do know is he's probably lying. He voted along with every other MP for that law
Yeah,
that basically makes that board is now committing a criminal act at the
right,
federal level.
right.
So the people who made that decision have already committed a crime.
See, and that's the thing. I don't get it. Like, if we don't have a Ministry of Education, a federal Ministry of Education, then how can that law even be on the books? Or is it just you can't protest? Is it
Yeah,
just
like what is it? Oh, conversion therapy is anything that keeps you the way you are. Not conversion therapy is anything that converts you.
right? That's
Yeah,
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you try and convince somebody not to go through gender reassignment,
that's
you're committing,
conversion therapy, and you're
you're
committing a
committing
crime.
a hate crime. Trying to keep people heterosexual, or telling people, no, no, you're heterosexual and you're cisgender, which is a nonsense word, uh, then that's considered a hate crime. That's right. Not recognizing that somebody says, you know what, I think I'm a girl, even though I have a dick and balls. If you don't recognize that, the validity of their statement, I think I'm a girl, then you're committing a
I
hate
don't
crime.
believe you.
I don't believe you. Hate crime.
Yeah,
The concept of hate crimes are so stupid anyway.
they really are.
You know, oh, what's the criminal act that was committed? He said something I don't like, but that's not a crime. It's a hate crime. Doesn't it have to be a crime before it can be a hate crime? Like, doesn't it have to first fall under the purview of it being a crime and yet motivated by hate?
You would think, and even then, it's stupid.
It is stupid. It is stupid.
Like if a bunch of dudes go out and murder someone because they don't like the color of their skin, is that person more murdered? Like
Should the people be punished more severely because of their motivations?
I mean, I think it's actually worse to just go out and kill a person randomly because you felt like killing a person. At least these people, as bad as the reason might be, had
Have a
some kind of
reason.
reason, right?
That's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's some fucking logic you got there, man. But I hear what you're saying. No, it's like, well, I mean, so okay, so you set fire to a homeless guy. If he was like, well, that's a hate crime because you're setting fire to somebody who is part of a marginalized group. Well, you have to prove that I did that because he was homeless. I mean, I might have been just trying to warm him up because it was cold out.
When actually I set him on fire because he was gay.
Now that's a hate crime.
Yes, but
No,
you've
wait a
charged
second
him with
though.
the
Wait a
wrong
second
hate
though. If
crime.
you set a fire, if you set a fire to bring awareness to climate change, is that a love crime? Because it's a good thing you're doing?
See, it's a dual purpose. It brings awareness to climate change and homelessness.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. I said that's all you have to do. You set fire to a homeless guy because deep down inside everybody wants to set fire to homeless people, and you just make the excuse, he misgendered me. Or no, I want to raise awareness about climate change. Oh fuck, we're terrible people.
Oh, it's wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah, I like being a terrible person. What's middle? You said middle. What are you talking about, C-Mac?
Idaho.
Idaho, I think, is technically part of the Pacific Northwest. Straight south of Kelowna, BC, 6 hours. My old athlete from McGill is a knee and shoulder surgeon who moved there back in 2021. Loves it there, fishing and hunting. Yeah, there's a YouTube channel called World According to Briggs. You ever watch it?
No.
He basically breaks down. he's been all over the United States. He used to be in the military, and he's been all over the United States. So he basically breaks down like 10 reasons why people are moving away from Washington State, or 10 reasons why you shouldn't live here, or 10 reasons why people are moving to here. And he breaks down all the like the cost of living, schools, medical care, all that sort of stuff. And he was talking about Washington State and how it borders Idaho, and he mentioned in passing that Idaho is technically part of the Pacific Northwest.
Mm.
But they don't like being associated with the Pacific Northwest because they're right next to Washington State, and they don't like that fact.
Oh, and aren't there a couple of chunks of, like, Oregon, or was it Washington, that are like, "Look, we're not at all like the rest of the state. We're so close to Idaho.
That's right.
We wanna be
Part of
absorbed
Washington
by
State wants
Idaho."
to secede or join Idaho. That's right.
Yeah.
Um, uh, Oregon is Oregon, right? And that's that's definitely the Pacific Northwest. But
Portland.
Portland, Seattle.
Seattle's Washington, though.
Yeah, Seattle, Washington. Those are the shitty cities in the Pacific Northwest. Portland, Seattle.
The Antifa-ruled cities.
That's right.
North California.
Fucked up place, man. Newsom's all pissed off at DeSantis. Did you hear Newsom? Gavin Newsom. So if you're not familiar, Gavin Newsom's governor of California. He wants to. He's introducing the 28th Amendment that would basically repeal the Second Amendment. He wants to ban firearms ownership. Right? It'll never pass because first off, it's complete. It's a complete non-starter because of the Second Amendment. It's not like one amendment necessarily takes precedence over the other, but you have to repeal the Second Amendment before you can pass something like the 28th Amendment.
I don't, the guy, like, every adult should have a sidearm on them at all times.
Agreed. Or a slingshot with like really sharp bullets, little sharp things. Or even one of those CO2 powered pepper ball, pepper ball shooters that shoot like little paintballs filled with like, what do you call it? Fucking
pepper spray, basically.
Pepper spray, yeah, pepper powder. Yeah, you get hit with one of those. Yeah, you're not breaking in anymore. The thing is, those things aren't even allowed in Canada. They should be allowed in Canada. You should have legal access to have less than lethal forms of self-defense and home defense. If I were prime minister, I would make that a law like overnight. I would make that an order in council. Canadians have the right to defend their homes, and they can use less than lethal force, or if required, lethal force. But anyway, and those types of devices should be legally sold in Canada. That's all there is to it.
I'd vote for you.
There you go. I'll tell Canada Man, say, hey, put that on your platform, man. You probably listen to me. All right, I think we're moving on. I know it's not quite 2 hours yet, but we're getting there. I think we're going to move on to No One Tells Jokes Anymore. Do you have a joke for us tonight, Mr. Twin?
I don't think so.
Neither do I. I'm going to have to find one real quick. Bear with me, folks. I'm going to search for a joke.
While you're searching, we never did Do You Even Lift?
Right, we didn't do you even lift?
How's it coming with your gym time?
Oh my goodness. Let's move on to Do You Even Lift? Do you even lift? Hold on a sec here. How did I miss that? It was the first one. How did I miss it? Crazy.
I think
gym workout's good. Today Chevy had me doing sled pushes.
Oh yeah. You have a sled.
First time I've done them. And he did it. Of course, he waited till the end of the workout, so I was already fucking tired. And he made me push the sled back and forth. First, he put on, so I think it's about a 35-pound sled, and then on top of that, he put a 45-pound weight first, and I did that no problem. And then he put on another 45 pounds, so 90 pounds plus 30, so 125-pound sled back and forth. Probably, I want to say 20 meters both ways. By the third time, I thought I was going to die. It's a good workout, man. Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's a really good workout. But no, I had a good workout today. I've been going to the gym when I was away in BC, I didn't even talk about BC. Beautiful state, or beautiful province, by the way. Whistler is like fairy tale land. It's so beautiful there. Went zip lining in Whistler. Got the wife to do
Really?
zip lining with me, which was a lot of fun. If you haven't done zip lining, yeah, it was quite a lot of fun. And I went to the gym every day when I was in Whistler and when I was in Vancouver as well. Although the gym at Vancouver hotel was kind of subpar, but I still
Mhm.
went there every day and spent 40 minutes to an hour every day working out.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So yesterday I did my upper body. No, yesterday I did legs and core. Today I did shoulders and yeah, it was mainly shoulders, chest, a little bit of chest, but mainly shoulders today. But then yeah, and then even though my legs were still recovering from yesterday's, or Chevy said, "Hey, let's do sled pushes." I'm like, "All right, great, we'll do sled pushes." My legs are still tired, but that's okay. But no, I'm getting a solid workout every time I go. I'm walking out of there sweating, so I feel good. Oh, CMAC has a comment too. If you grow your own hot peppers, you can make all kinds of fun things. Oh yeah, no doubt. What about you? How is your fitness journey going?
It's still on the move. I don't know if it is probably a combination of things, but like this week with the smoke, I actually was not feeling good at work, and the my gym trips afterwards were lackluster. You know,
Yeah,
and it's my seasonal allergy time too.
yeah.
So, and I smoke like 70 cigarettes a day, so I'm sure all combining together was not helping me at all.
Some weeks just aren't that good. Like I didn't feel like I got nearly as good a workout when I was away on vacation.
Mm.
I
Well,
mean,
you
I,
didn't have Chevy.
I didn't have Chevy for one, and the gym was not as fully equipped as as my gym, and also I'm on vacation, right? So I'm not putting a ton of effort in. Walked a ton of steps though. Like we walked all around Whistler, walked all around Vancouver, walked everywhere, um, and because driving in Vancouver is a goddamn mess. It's like worse than Toronto. It's terrible. Um, and yeah, so I didn't fit. And also, I was indulging quite a bit with regards to food
Oh,
when I was
sure.
in BC because it's set meals for this event that Melina was at. So I got to eat with their serving kind of thing. And the restaurant, we're eating restaurants everywhere. We're not cooking.
Yeah.
Excuse me, folks. Don't mean to yawn. Apologies, but yeah. So, but yeah, no, it's been good. It's been good. I'm getting back into it. Next week, I've got 3 sessions with Chevy to make up for the missed ones that I had while I was away. Make up one of them this next week, and then one the following week, and then he's away in July for a competition in Vancouver. He's a bodybuilder, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. So he's going out there for a competition. So, yeah,
Cool.
yeah, yeah. I don't think he's got a YouTube channel. I don't know if I shared it with you, but he and his
Not that I
he and his
recall, no.
girlfriend slash I don't know if they're married or not, but he and his wife, whatever, they do videos about their workouts, about their diet, places they've done, things they've done, places they've gone, and stuff like that. But yeah, no, he's a really nice guy.
And jacked, so he knows what he's talking
Oh,
about.
he's fucking yeah, he's a beast, man. I was telling him today, I got to get your shoulders. He's like, that takes a long time, man. And I'm like, I'm sure it does. He's like, you might not be able to get my shoulders by the time you want to get what by December 1st, right? I said, well, as long as they're bigger and rounder, I'll feel good about it because like he's like I don't think he's got an ounce of fat on him. He's got probably like less than 3% body fat on
Well,
him.
no, if he's gearing up for a show, yeah, he's down in the, like, below 6 range for sure.
Yeah, he's cutting for sure. Yeah, and he's very very strict about his diet, the stuff he eats. Yeah,
Mm.
I am not so strict, but yeah,
Hey, but strict doesn't matter for your shoulders, right? You just gotta do more overhead press,
yeah.
right? More lateral raise, that's all.
Story jokes. That's dumb. That's not bad.
All right, let's hear it.
It's kind of it's very what's the word? Wholesome. All right, here we go. You probably heard this one. A young boy enters a barber shop and the barber whispers to his customer, "This is the dumbest kid in the world. Watch while I prove it to you." The barber puts a dollar bill in one hand and two quarters in the other and calls the boy over and asks, "Which do you want, son?" The boy takes the quarters and leaves. "What did I tell you?" said the barber. "That kid never learns." Later, when the customer leaves, he sees the same young boy coming out of the ice cream parlor. "Hey, son, may I ask you a question? Why did you take the quarters instead of the dollar bill?" The boy licked his cone and said, "Because the day I take the dollar, the game is over." It's a clever kid.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
There's another one. A guy said to God, "God, is it true that to you a billion years is like a second?" God said, "Yes." The guy said, "God, is it true that to you $1 billion is like a penny?" God said, "Yes." The guy said, "God, can I have a penny?" God said, "Sure, just a second."
It's cute.
Oh, here's one that's. Oh, I've heard that one before too. Uh, My boss was honest with me today. He pulled up to work with his sweet new car this morning, and I complimented him on it. He replied, "Well, if you work hard, set goals, stay determined, and put in long hours, I can get an even better one next year." All right, my buddy got arrested on drug charges, and because it was his first offense, he thought he would get off lightly. And it turned out his lawyer was one of the worst in the state and ended up botching his case. So instead of getting a short term, he ended up getting 40 years without parole. Man, that sentence was way too long. Get it?
Yes. So I told you I work with a bunch of young guys. They're like, some of them are as young as like 16, 17.
Yeah.
They don't know Andrew Dice Clay. So
Yeah.
what's been coming up is some of the nursery rhymes.
Oh, right.
Do you remember these?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Little boy
Hickory
blue.
dickory dock.
Yeah.
This chick was sucking my cock. The clock struck 2. I dropped my goo and I dropped the bitch off at the next fucking block. Oi!
But my favorite of all time, because
Yeah.
I think it is the smartest one of them. Some of them are pretty like, what's the word? Racy, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think this one is the best. Three blind mice. See how they run. Where the fuck are they going?
It's true. Where the fuck did it go? What was it? Another one that was just like, it was just offensive. There was nothing clever about it. It was just rhyming and offensive. It was Mary, Mary, quite contrary. Shave that pussy, it's so damn hairy. Yeah.
Georgie Porgy, pudding and pie, jerked off in his girlfriend's eye. When her eye was dry and shut, Georgie fucked that one-eyed slut.
I have not heard that one. That's pretty funny, though. Pretty awful. George Carlin did one. Did a nursery rhyme. Little Jack Horner sat in a corner eating his Christmas pie. Stuck in his thumb and pulled out a plum and said, "Holy shit in my eye." That was a George Carlin one. He sort of started it, I guess. He did it way before the Dice Man. Yep, C-Mac does not like my jokes. So bad. So bad. Yes. That's enough internet for today. Yeah, I agree. I think we should probably just call it. It's almost 2 hours we're at.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we've had a decent stream. I hope you folks enjoyed it. I hope we got some engagement from. Well, let's look at the ammunition. We got Gunsky, yourself, or I mean Rumble, Gunsky, yourself, and Costin under a different name. He said Breer Braze Hastic. I don't know what that is. But yeah, we had a few people engage on Rumble. I don't know how many Twitter people we had watching. It doesn't matter. Anyway, folks, I really enjoyed tonight's live stream. I really appreciate you coming out and hanging out with us for almost 2 hours tonight. I hope you'll do it again next week if the stars align. I think we'll be doing a casual AF. Oh, that's something I wanted to share with you. Sorry, before we
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
I need to show you folks something. Hold on 1 second.
What did Casual AF remind you of?
This I will share it. There's somebody ripping you off, man.
No,
Yep.
that's not a thing.
Totally. Check it out. Casual AF podcast.
Oh, it's very possible that I accidentally ripped them.
But there was a video with special dressed Craig. Look at this. Casual AF podcast. Craig is back. What the fuck? What are the
No,
chances?
they want to bang.
And he's at
Hold
episode
on.
13. I
Bang.
think you're in
They
the.
were
I think
just
you're almost in
friendly
episode
Irish people.
13.
And wait. They have 15 subscribers?
Brown Star.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. We are
They
your
ripped you
hosts,
off.
Tyler, Garrett, and Craig. We're just a few D-gens from upcountry with backgrounds in law enforcement, firefighter, EMS, and military. We love gaming.
Wait, so
Whatever crosses
go
your
back
dark
to their
mind.
main page
Grab a
for a
drink,
second.
sit down,
All
and
right.
Hold on. First, are they Canadian?
I don't know.
Second, when is their oldest video posted?
Looks like 2 months ago.
We've been doing Casual AF for a while.
Longer than 2 months.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Casual AF podcast. We are your hosts, Tyler Timer Garrett and Craig Aurelius. We're a few degens that found each other on the battlefield of Verdansk with backgrounds in law enforcement, fire, EMS, and military. So they're legit people. This show is going to be about whatever crosses our dark minds and just everyday life.
I'm sure it's a fluke, is all.
It's got to be a fluke. I mean, casual as fuck is not like, yeah, it's not groundbreakingly clever. Love a good drink and cracking jokes. With that said, sit down, grab a drink, and enjoy the show. You know what I should do? I should reach out to this guy and say, hey, are you aware that there's already a Casual as Fuck podcast or live stream? And the co-host is a guy named Craig. What the fuck, man? Why are you ripping us off? You should reach out, actually. So I've got 664 subscribers. We could have them both on. Isn't that funny? I saw that. I said, Craig is back. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Clearly, they've put a lot of work into theirs, though. Like,
yeah. They only have 21 videos, but they've only been doing it a couple of months. So,
yeah.
But anyway.
That's a lot of videos for 2 months, actually.
It is Bizarro World. You're absolutely right, C-Mac. It's Bizarro World. I just wanted to share that with you. I've totally
my God.
I thought the other day when I was searching YouTube for your latest live stream.
They're feds to divert any possible views.
That's it.
Yeah.
They are both military. So it makes sense. Anyway, folks, that's it for the Ammunation live stream tonight. I hope you all enjoyed it. I enjoyed having you here. I enjoyed sharing the time with Mr. Irving Twin. And like I said, if the stars align, we'll be doing a Casual AF live stream next Saturday.
Yes, I mean to.
On Mr. Twin's channel. So thanks, folks. Have yourselves a good night. And let's see. We don't need no water. Let the motherfucker burn. Burn, motherfucker. Burn.